Hi everyone, I'm Carol Keller. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Illinois in the United States, and I have today two alternative cards to this month's Paper Pumpkin Kit, which is called Home for the Holidays. I'm happy to say I got on it a lot faster than last month's kit, which I just posted a week or so ago, maybe a little more than a week. So I'm definitely on top of it more this month. I only did two cards. I actually have some ideas for maybe a third and a fourth card, but I'm not sure I'm going to get to them. So I wanted to make sure that I got this video out in a more timely manner this month. So I hope you enjoy my two card alternatives. Let's get started. Here is the box. I love it. It's so pretty. I know I'm going to use that for something else, storing Christmas cards maybe. And it comes with a Real Red ink spot. And the stamp set has a little house. And then Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, celebrate the wonder and joy of this festive season. Two little trees, some snowflakes, and what looks like it could also be little snowflakes coming down like this. So cute little set, and I love that there's a house in there, although I did not use it this time, but I know I will because, like I said, I only designed two cards because that's all I had time for. So I know I will be doing a couple more, but I may not get to the point of actually doing a video. If I do, you will see it if you are a subscriber. But these are the cards the way they come in the kit if you make them the way they say. And then always make sure, check that you have your components. Some alternatives there. And oh, this looks like similar to the size of my card, but different. So I will show you that next. Here is the first card that I designed. And it uses one of the card bases from the kit and the labels and stamps, of course. But the animals and the tree come from the Berry Christmas Designer Series paper pack, which I will show you at the end. And I cut another one out for the inside. Whoops, and I forgot to stamp the inside of this with the sentiment, but we will make sure we do that for today's project. And I had so much fun. All of the animals in the trees are fussy cut, so I just grabbed the Designer Series paper. And actually the one that we're going to do today, the one that I'm going to show you is the one that I started with, but I'm going to show you some of the other ones I made. I basically just kept cutting out animals and putting them in groups of 3 and then putting one on the inside. And for this one, the original deer I had on the outside, I had a little accident and I kind of tore his head off. So I stamped some trees on the inside. So again, I forgot to do the sentiments, but we will do that today. And I will, of course, go back and do it on these. The other thing that I did was I used the glitter glue that comes with the kit. And so hopefully you can see I did the star and some garland on the tree and then on the trees here. And for this one, I just did the tree and the stars, but I think I'm going to go back because I really like it. And I did this, I did all the ornaments and the garlands that are here and the star, but I may go back and add more and add some to the trees because I think that really adds something. I like this. So I will go back and add that. So I'll leave this one here as the sample, but I just wanted to show you, like I said, the different animals that I used from that stamp set. So once you've cut out the animals, it really is a quick card. So here is the card base, and here is what I cut out from the set, including this little tiny bunny, which I think is what we're going to use for the inside. So the card base is already done. That makes it easy. And I guess we'll do our stamping first because it is better. I put the label on after the fact, but it's easier to do it before you do your placement. So that's how we're going to do it today. So I've got the labels from the kit. And I've got my Real Red ink pad. And the Merry Christmas sentiment from the set. And we're just going to stamp that. I'm going to move this up a little because I'm worried I'm going to get my hand in there and that would not be good. So we'll take that off. But then while we've got the Real Red, we're going to bring in the card and do the sentiment on the inside. Celebrate the wonder and joy of this festive season. And that is all the stamping we need to do. But actually, because that little bunny's so small, maybe we will stamp some trees and then put the bunny there too. So that is not all our stamping. I'm going to grab my Garden Green ink pad and the little trees. So I just did the larger one in the corner because these come with the kit. And then we're gonna do the smaller one right next to it. And hopefully that little bunny will be a good addition. So we'll see in a minute. But now that is all of our stamping. And so now it's just a matter of placement. So we are going to start with the Merry Christmas because I want it up in the corner and I want to make sure we can see the whole sentiment. So we're going to put it right up near the top like that. And so the next thing we want to worry about is placement of the tree, but I think this will be good. I like a little bit of overlap. We'll do just a little bit, I think, like that, and then the bear here and this little guy over here. So yes, and then we'll do the bunny on the inside. Okay, so all I did was take my Stampin' Seal. And you do want to make sure that you get all the little parts. So I'm going to make sure, in fact, maybe I'll use a glue dot. I used my seal, but it kind of made a mess on my table. And there are glue dots that come with the kit. I'm going to put a glue dot on that star so that I know it's going to be tacked down. And so again, we're going to layer it like this. It just overlaps the sentiment just a little bit. And then we'll put this guy on. So these were actually the ones that I spied first. Like I said, in the paper. Maybe, yeah, we'll put him here. And then for the inside, let's see how that little bunny looks. We'll put him here too. Yes, I like that. And I'll use a glue dot for that one too, since he's so small. You even use a couple of them because, again, we don't want it to come off or get torn or anything like that. So 2 glue dots is probably appropriate. Take the papers off. And then we've got the little bunny. What do you think? And I used just a regular envelope. That's right. Let's decorate an envelope. And so for that too, I'm just going to use the trees again. So actually we do have a little more stamping because I did not want to put one of the animals on the front because if you're sending it in the mail, it would be really hard to get it all tacked down so that it won't get messed up in the machines. So we'll do the trees instead. And that's because I'm going to use the other envelopes for the next card. All right, and that is card number 1. And then, oh, that's right, we have to put on our glitter glue. So again, this is what I did. And the glitter glue comes with the kit. So I just spread it around the star. And like I said, once it dries, you could go back and add more detail. And then because we've got the garland on the tree, I went through and did that. And then all of the ornaments, give them a little extra pizzazz. And then for the trees, I just dotted some of the glitter glue like this, just kind of all around to give some sparkle to the trees. And I really liked that. I thought it was a good addition, and I hope you do too. And kind of fill in. Again, you can fill in it as well when it's dry. All right, now that is card number 1. Actually, before we move on to card number 2, I'm going to show you the papers that I used. This is the Merry Christmas Designer Series paper pack. Very cute. And then I'll show you the back sides quickly and then show you which ones I used if it's not obvious. So I first grabbed this one and I was working with the bears and I love the trees and the fact that the little bunny's putting the star on the tree and everything. So I started with that, but then as I started to play and I needed more animals, I used some of these. So the bunny was the one that we used on that card, that last card. For one of them, I cut out one of the trees and then decorated it with the glitter glue, but you can do one that's even a little more decorated. And again, just fussy cutting, just cutting out the animals. And so that's what I did. All right, and before we start card number 2, I'm going to show the paper for that too so that I don't forget, because you do have a couple of options. This is the Oh Holy Night paper, and that is what I used for this card. And I used this one, but any of these would work. This one would work. This one actually would too, but there are no stars. This one, and even the top of this one might work. I don't know, the stars there are a little big, but definitely these 3 would work for sure. So you have options. And then for the other side, and then there's one more option that you could use as well. These are the Shining Brightly papers, and this one would really work perfectly. And I actually started with this, but I had another sheet, a little scrap, and I cut it wrong, and I didn't want to cut into this one because this is all I have left. I've used them for a paper share, and so I didn't want to cut into it, but these are the ones that are in that Shining Brightly paper pack. And so, like I said, this one would work great. And these are one single-sided, and they're specialty papers, so clearly there's gold foiling on there. So that would be another option, another good option to use for the background. And so here is that card. And like I said, you can see the paper that I used from that paper pack that I just showed you. And I used some of the components from the kit. Again, the labels, got a little bit of glue or something on there, got to get that. The labels and some of the pieces that come with the kit. And so it does look similar to the one that is listed or shown as an alternative on the insert that comes with the kit. But I bet they didn't do what I did. I wanted to make a gift card holder. So that's what this is. So when you open it up, there's your gift card. And you certainly don't have to include a gift card. You could just use this as part of the decoration, and maybe even use a little bit more of that paper. But that was my thinking. Just put that right back in there. Of course, he's going to be stubborn now. There we go. And again, using the same sentiment and the trees on the inside. So for this one, we are starting with a basic white card base, and it's cut at 4 1/4 by 11 inches. And then you're going to score it. So I'm going to bring in my trimmer, and we're going to score at 4 1/4 inches, like we would normally do. But then we're going to score it again at 8 1/2. So I'll open up the arm and score it at 8 1/2. And so these are measurements that are specific to this card. And so, in other words, I did not use a template from anyone else. I created this specifically so that there would be enough space here for the gift card holder. And then we're just going to fold inward with both of them. So there's your card. If you wanted to, you could do it this way and have the gift card holder be on this side and your sentiment here. In fact, we'll do that one this way just so that you can see the difference. So yeah, we can, we'll do this one this way so that you can see the difference. And I think that'll be fine. So I have my piece of Designer Series paper cut already, and it's at 4 1/4 inches by 3. And then I have 2 of the pieces that come with the kit, and I made it 4 1/4 inches because it fits perfectly right here. So we will do that right away. We'll put those pieces on. I'm going to grab my multi-purpose liquid glue for that. So I wanted to make it as quick and easy as possible. So this will go up at the top. And it looks like it's a smidge longer than the card, but that's all right. I can always trim it down at the end. It's overlapping just a little bit, so we'll trim it down once it's dry. And then the same thing with this. Put that on with some glue as well, since it spans the whole length of the card. You could use your seal for this too, if you wanted to. And then that goes on the bottom. So yeah, that DSP is just a little long. So maybe I'll trim that now before I forget. Get some glue out of there. We don't want that interfering. So yeah, I'm just gonna give it a trim this way, right along the edge of that card, and no one will be the wiser. All right, and for the inside now, for the gift card holder, it's going to fit like this. So I did cut it down. I believe I cut it down just a smidge, or I didn't cut it down on this side. I scored it. So we are going to cut it down a little bit. So we're going to cut it down to 2.5 inches from this end. So I'm going to grab my trimmer again, and we'll put it at 2.5. And now we've got a score. So we want to score it so that it's folded in 1/4 inch on each side. So we're going to score it at 1/4 inch. And on the bottom as well. And then we'll bring it down here. And that should be just big enough for that card to fit, that gift card. So before we put it on the card, we're going to miter the edges, which means we're just going to cut it in an angle right where that corner is, like that, on each side. And I will show you what doing that does. It allows us then to fold the edges in without them overlapping. So back here, they don't overlap. So then there's less bulk. So that's why you want to miter the corners. And I have some tear and tape that comes from a previous kit that I had left over. You could use regular tear and tape too, but it is wider than this, but it is 1/4 inch. So it should be okay. It should fit nicely and actually just be the whole width of your panels that you're putting inside. So either one will work. And then we'll take the paper off, and now we'll put it on the card, and we're going to put it right down near the bottom because that card is going to stick out a little bit. And then the gift card will slip right in there. And so we're going to do a little bit of stamping for the front and for the inside, but while we have it open, we'll do the inside. So doing it this way, we will leave it like that. Yeah, doing it this way, we have an option. We can stamp even in both places if we wanted to. And actually, because there are components I didn't use from the kit, we could even do that and put some more in there. And I think that's what we will do this time. So we're going to stamp in the middle just like we did on the last one. So I'm going to bring in my Real Red ink pad. And with the same sentiment, let's move it this way. And the same thing with the trees. But before we do that, I'm going to do the sentiment for the outside, the Merry Christmas. So we'll bring those labels back in and grab the Merry Christmas. And do one more. And we'll do the trees again on the inside as well. Or let's wait, actually. Let's see. I'm going to grab a component, an extra that I have from the kit. So this is one component I haven't used yet, and there are actually lots of trees, so we might use those too. I'll keep those handy. But what I was thinking is I can take my trimmer and cut right here. See if I can do this between the two houses. And And then I'm going to use my snips just for the top. So I didn't cut it completely through. I cut it right up to where that garland is. And what I'm going to do is take my snips to finish it off because I don't want to lose the end of that garland on the house. So I'm going to do that. And maybe we will put this here so that it all kind of matches up. And we're going to put in a tree there too, I think. So this I'm going to put on with my seal. And we'll put it right there in the corner. Because I did use one of the small trees on this too, and I think I still will. So I put one, we'll put one here this time. I put it on the other side, all right there. Because I felt like there was kind of a lot of white space, so I put it here. So I'm going to do that again. Whoops, took it with me. With my seal. And let's see what the big ones will look like, because I do want to make 4 of these cards. So I want to use this one, this smaller tree that there are only 4 of, for the other 2 cards. But let's see if we can get one of these and what that looks like. Make a little scene. I think we're going to do that. Let's make it add a little bit more. And so then it takes it through all the panels, since this is a little different. I think we'll do it like this. Tuck it in behind. Oh, I like that. And then all we have to do is put on our sentiment. So I've got another component from the kit. And I didn't use any dimensionals because I felt like there was bulk with this and I didn't want to add to that. So I just used my seal for everything. We're going to center that down at the bottom. And then the same thing, we're going to put this on top of that with seal. About like that. And just like the other one, I'm going to take that glitter glue, and this time I'm going to do it for the stars. Kind of the big ones there in the center. And maybe we'll do it here again. I really like the way it looks on the trees. So just kind of dabbing it all over there. And don't forget, like I said, you can go back after it dries and see if there are spaces, or you want to add more, you want to add another layer. And I think we'll leave it at that. We could do some detail on the house too, but that's up to you how much detail you want to get. But that is card number 2. So again, gift card holder. And if you wanted to do it this way, you could have it on this side. So either way works. I think I kind of like this better. But again, personal preference. You can do it either way. You just have to turn it upside down. But that is the second card. I'm going to be very careful with that since the glitter glue hasn't dried yet. And so let me bring in the one that we did first. And that one too, the glitter glue is not dry yet, but we have the other ones that we did. So I hope you like my 2 alternatives. Like I said, last month I was so very behind in getting the video out that I didn't want to take the time and end up having it be late again. So I only did 2 cards. If I do end up doing another video, I will post it, but I'm just not sure I'm going to. We've got some company coming and work is busy, and I just don't have the kind of time to work with them quite yet. So I will do it before Christmas, but I probably won't do it until the next kit comes out. But I hope you like them. Remember to subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so already, and click on the bell and you'll be notified when I post new videos. I've got lots of other cards, scrapbook pages, home decor items, tips and techniques, beginner videos. So I hope you'll find something else there that you like. Hang around and check it out. Leave me some love in the comments. I always appreciate that as well. And I will see you again soon. Take care, everyone. Happy stamping.